the care kept bringing me up. Look, all the leaves are falling from the trees. There's no monkeys up there. They haven't got monkeys on here actually. We're a couple in our 60s from the UK who came to South Africa looking for adventure because life is too short to wait. So we packed our bags, climbed into our little Suzuki Jimny and set off to explore the wild places of Southern Africa. From dusty roads to unforgettable encounters with Africa's incredible wildlife. So come with us and follow our adventure across Africa. Welcome to Woo Africa. So welcome back to South Africa. Welcome back to Val Park on this Saturday morning, on this really nice warm morning, about 9 o'clock, around about 10 past 9. The plan was to get up early because this park opens at 6 o'clock and try and get in before other people get in here. But I've been having trouble sleeping since we got back because of the time difference and also my medication. And only way I can get sleep was listening to music and relaxing music, and then it just knocks me asleep. So what happened was I woke up at 6 o'clock, forgot to put things on charge, so I had to wait for that, and then got into the park. But as I came in, it was nice to see the giraffes and the zebra on the road, and this picnics area where I am now. Really like it. The indoor one is busy with people having a braai, like a breakfast braai. So we came back from the UK and back to South Africa a week last Thursday. We had a long flight, and when we finally got back we were shattered. I was having a lot of like problems with the medication because I was taking it at different times, and I was having loads of side effects. And Diane started having gastric problems, so she was in bed for 4 days. And because she's got a lot of friends round this area, in fact all over the place, you know, one of her friends brought her some like over-the-counter medicine to help her, and then another one of her friends just made me like it was like a casserole, but I'm probably saying it wrong, but it was fantastic. I mean, she just turned up. Well, I think it was a son who dropped it off at the gate, and I had to go and collect it, and really nice. I mean, that's such a nice thing to do when they knew that we was both ill. So we were back in the UK. I think we came back there in the middle of January, and when I got back I started getting a lot of dry coughing again. Every time I kept lying down at night, dry cough. So I decided to go to the doctor. I already had a letter waiting for me to go to the hospital on the Saturday to have a test on my heart anyway, so but I thought I'll go to the doctor, find out what it could be. He tested me, he said my AFib was a bit high, it was going in and out all the time like it does, and he said it's just acid reflux, and he said just take some of this stuff, this Gabasto, which you can buy over the counter, but he got me some. Anyway, started taking that, no difference. So I thought, well wait, I'm going for a test on Saturday, if anything's going to come up, it'll come up on that. So it's like a test, like a gel test to put on your chest, and go around with this like special thing which checks your heart, and it's on the screen. Anyway, she started bringing somebody in, so I knew there was something not right, and then she said we found something, and we got to take you to A&E. So the lady, in fact both women, you know, didn't wait for a porter. I thought that she would have got a porter to actually wheel me around, but she stuck me in the chair, and then both of them just pushed me around as fast as I can. I mean, it's weird. I thought, oh, what's going on? So I was in A&E, then they put me on this bed, put me on a drip, and then didn't say much, to be honest. They wired me up to the monitor, and then my heart rate, I could see it was quite high. They gave me some tablets. Well, the doctor came and said, didn't say what was going on, but just gave me some medication, more medication. And then I was there from, I think that time was, I went in for the appointments at 4 o'clock, so this must have been about 6 or 7, maybe 6 o'clock. And then come 10 o'clock in the evening or night, you know, Diane was had come by then, but she just dropped me off first, but she came back, and then she wanted to go home, but she wanted to find out whether I was coming home or whether she was having to go by herself because she was getting too tired. Anyway, I think it was about 11 o'clock they actually said that I'm staying in, so Diane decided to go then. They just kept me in this little cubicle because there's no beds on the ward, and then put me in another cubicle with this guy who didn't speak. I suppose I don't blame him if he's ill, but you couldn't sleep in there, you know, because every time I kept lying down I was coughing, so I couldn't actually lie down, so I was sat up in a chair. So 5:30 in the morning they decided to move me away from there and put me in a private little room, and then they said to me, oh, you've got a lot of paperwork to sign, I want your power of attorney, your next of kin. And I thought, why am I going to die or something? You know, just jokingly like that to him, but they didn't actually come back and said anything, so I thought it is serious. So then they told me it was water on my lungs, and they got some of it off but not all of it. So they go keep me in, monitor me, up my medication, give me water tablets. So that's what they did. I was in this nice little room. Thought I was in there for the rest of the time in hospital, but I wasn't. I was only in there for like 2 days. Then they moved me on to another ward where there was just 4 people in there, and this was a special ward for people with heart problems. So there was a few people in there who just had stents fitted. One guy, he had a lot of problems on a lot of medication, and he was around about the same age as me. And another guy who just had an operation, he was from Romania, and he started talking in the end, but nobody in there would talk at first. So I stayed in there, and I must admit the meals have improved in hospital since I was last in. But anyway, they got it under control. I came out of hospital, and I started recovering at home, and the aftercare kept bringing me up. Look, all the leaves are falling from the trees. There's no monkeys up there. They haven't got monkeys on here actually. Anyway, going back to this story. So the aftercare, they said they'll see me end of April. The problem was when we got back to the UK, it was just raining and dull and cold, and I just couldn't get out after when I come out of hospital, just to try and do some exercise. My tablets was just like making me like a zombie, so every time I kept getting up I was getting dizzy. So I ended up going back to the hospital, seeing whether they can do anything about it, and they just reduced a couple of tablets down. So I thought, I just can't carry on like this. You know, if I'm going to die, I'd rather try and get everything done before I've gone, like this for instance. And I wanted to go back to South Africa, and so Diane had booked it, because we already had a ticket to go back, remember, on the following week, but we couldn't go, so they just luckily we had insurance on it, so what they did, they just left it open for when we want to use it. Left it open for a year. So we decided to go back. I thought, you know, I just cope. You know, we're getting a lift at the airport. We're getting picked up on the other side. It's only a matter of just sitting on a plane and wearing a mask. I mean, it's not as simple as that because of the, you know, the time difference, and you know, when we left Manchester to fly, we had to go to Geneva first and wait on the tarmac for 2 hours while they put fuel in and more people came on the plane. But it was still half empty, and then it was 5.5 hours then to Ethiopia, where we got off the plane, and God, I never know. Your flight luggage was just chaos. I mean, you get these trays, put them onto the, like a conveyor like belt type of thing, and you've got to empty your pockets and put your computer on it, take your boots off, and everybody was just fighting for these trays. And you know, it was upsetting Diane because they were just ignoring her and just pushing past her all the time, and it was just complete chaos. I mean, one person trying to organise that, and there was like a couple of flights coming in and everyone's trying to get through security. It was just like a nightmare. I mean, all I can say about Manchester was pretty good. I mean, I thought Manchester was just going to be poor, but no, it was quite easy going through Manchester. The machines are up to date now and everything. So anyway, we got through all that, and then I had to spend a good 45 minutes queuing up, being like a European at passport control, because they've got a separate section for like foreigners and African people, like South African and whatever. And Diane has a South African passport, so she went through pretty quick. I had to wait about 45 minutes, but when we finally got through, we then decided just to get a car just to take us home, because Diane said she was okay at driving it, and but it was about an hour's drive to where we live. And then what we decided to do was just go and find out about the Jimmy, and that's when we found the Jimmy outside the gearbox centre, and then we had to sign all these forms to release it, because they decided, the insurance company decided that they'll pay for it after all the hassle we had for 6 weeks of back and forward on WhatsApp and phoning them up, and you know, adamant that we had to pay in the thousands for something which we should have been fixed right from the start. So the gearbox was rebuilt. Apparently there was a few cogs what was worn, and they rebuilt it. The only thing was, and I'm still got to find out about it, is that one, I had a little drawer underneath the passenger seat and it's disappeared. Now I had all maps in there, so the maps were on the floor, but the drawer was missing. So I don't think they took it out on purpose to actually, you know, take it, because I was more concerned about my webcams I left in there, which for the car webcams, and also some other bits which was never taken out, and I thought, well, they'll might go missing, but they wasn't. Everything else was there, all my maps, all the cameras. So I know what's happened is probably they took the passenger seat out to get to the console, because I had to take the console out so they can get drop the gearbox, and I think they just forgot to put it back. Now the problem is, because we've been ill and I'm just not at the time or to go up there and try and argue with somebody about something which has gone missing, and I thought, well, wait until better, and maybe just send them an email, see what's happened. I mean, I don't know when I'm going to get it back, maybe not, I don't know, but it's worth a chance. I'm just grateful that the car's back, to be honest, because the car will never ever go through that again. If anything goes on that car, you know, we've got a garage not far away who did the servicing, really good, and it would be going back to them, because it put so much stress on me when I didn't need it, especially when I come out of hospital. And you know, this Jimmy is part of our channel, and without that Jimmy, you know, we spent a lot of money on it. You know, we couldn't really afford to buy something as good as that, so it was a bit stressful. It's amazing just to be here, just to be sat here drinking my coffee. Happy days.